My name is Joe Nesbrell. I am the President and CEO of the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance, or TOSA. TOSA is the not-for-profit organization that's responsible for providing transplantable organs to our partner hospitals, our transplant programs and transplant centers. We are ultimately responsible for educating the general public, allocating those organs as far as what patient on the list comes up for that organ. We're responsible for transportation of those organs and in essence, throughout the whole process. And most importantly, we're working with the donor families to make them understand the importance of their gift and the possibility of life-saving or life-enhancing that gift will provide.
I'm Norma Espinoza. I was born with cystic fibrosis, but as I got older, I got worse. I got put on the transplant list about January of 2016. When I got my call, I was excited because I'm going to get a second chance. We know somebody's, grieving, and so we stopped and we prayed for a while before I went in for my surgery. And you're ready to say, who is this person? Who's the family? You're just anxious to thank them.
My daughter passed away in March 11th, 2016. She was shot, but she ended up living for over 12 hours. So when we got to the hospital, of course, you're not approached by doctors and nurses. You're actually meet with someone from TOSA, and they explain the whole situation, how things work.
We explain the process to them as how we're going to proceed with organ donation. We have to rely on a national system that determines who is the patient who requires that organ immediately versus someone else, who has a higher priority for that organ.
It's very important for us to make sure that we support each family as they are and where they are. So we do that through meeting any language requirements, cultural requests that they have that may include prayer or emotional support that they need to be met. And then we continue to journey with them through those initial phases of grief and saving lives.
TOSA engages with schools and colleges, I think, to really engage with the younger community to understand the importance of organ donation and what this gift can actually mean. Serves your community with the possibility of saving lives.
So we have a very, very high incidence of patients on our waiting list. Now, factor in that within the Hispanic community, they have even a higher incidence of renal failure due to the diabetes and hypertension. So unfortunately, the majority of the patients in Central and South Texas waiting for a kidney happen to be Hispanic. We feel very strongly that Hispanic men make a big difference in our community. By supporting organ donation in our community makes the acceptance by families that much more normal process.
TOSA helps support donor families through the grieving process while also celebrating the gift of life. We also help support them when they're interested in communicating with their loved one's recipient. Volunteer opportunities if they're interested in sharing about their loved one and sharing their experience as a donor family to help advocate for registering if that's something that they're interested in honoring their loved one's legacy by doing.
TOSA gave me a call my first year out and said, because I wrote a letter, I tried to wait, I didn't know when the right time was. And I wrote my letter and Donna responded, my donor's mother. But once they said Donna was walking in, I didn't hear anybody, didn't see anybody. It was me and Donna. And we hugged each other so hard and cried. I was just so thankful. I couldn't thank her enough. I finally got to thank her and hug her, didn't want to let her go.
It gives you a peace that you have done the most you could, even in the midst of all your grief. You know that something good has happened, even in such a tragic situation. If you will volunteer after you've gone through your grieving period, you will get a lot of satisfaction and it will get you through that grief period quicker.
I would really hope people would consider being an organ donor for the fact that sometimes, people are afraid. They hear myths, they hear stories. And when we are out volunteering, people say, well, I don't want to, I'm afraid. I tell them, I will stop and stand to the side and ask them, tell me why you're afraid. and then I'll tell you why it's a good thing. So they listen to me, and by the time we're done and I explain what it does for people and how much of a gift it can be for other people to have a second chance and be with their families, they're signing up by the time I'm done talking to them. So organ donation it's a beautiful thing. It keeps families together, and you make new families, and I'm living as full a life as I can.